Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking some truly mind-bending predictions from Peter Diamandis about the next 10 years of artificial intelligence. Based on a massive deep dive conversation with him, we're going to look at a reality that is approaching fast. And I mean really fast. We'll be exploring a landscape that ranges all the way from utopian promises of abundant health and wealth, straight through to the very real dystopian risks of societal collapse. So, here's a question for you right off the bat. Are you ready for the next 10 years? It sounds simple, right? But it actually requires some serious thought. According to the source material, this impending era of AI isn't just your standard software upgrade. It's a fundamental environmental shift that's going to force every single one of us into some incredibly profound existential choices. This future is hurtling towards us faster than we can honestly comprehend.
But don't worry, here is our roadmap to help us navigate all this. 1. The broken social contract. 2. An era of abundance. 3. Surviving the transition. 4. The next human evolution. And 5. Choosing your AI future.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The broken social contract. Peter Diamandis is pretty emphatic about this. The traditional path we were all sold, do well in high school, get a degree, land a safe, lifelong job, that path is officially dead. Because of the sheer brute force efficiency of AI, companies are poised to drastically downsize. We're talking about going from 100% human employment down to maybe 20%, with AI just filling in all the gaps. So as these massive corporate structures shrink, well, we're increasingly going to be forced to take our futures into our own hands. Enter the rise of the solopreneur. And this shift, it's already being felt culturally. In a survey by Diamandis targeting parents, high schoolers, college kids, and teachers, a staggering 70% of respondents said they believe the current school system is completely failing to prepare kids for the future. I mean, 70%. We are literally training our youth for an industrial-era system that is evaporating right in front of us. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the countervailing data. While traditional corporate hiring freezes up and youth unemployment rises, look at this. The relative growth of solopreneurs in both AI and non-AI businesses has recently doubled. The barrier to entry to start a business used to be hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, it's collapsed to near zero, all thanks to AI tools. All right, that clears the way for Section 2, an era of abundance. Let's shift gears from the fear of job loss to the staggering, almost unbelievable benefits that are actually coming our way. Central to this abundance is AGI, or Artificial General Intelligence. Basically, this is the point where an AI can do anything as well as or better than a human being. And listen, we aren't talking about science fiction a century from now. Leaders at Frontier Labs, guys like Dimas Hassabis and Sam Altman, they're suggesting this level of intelligence could arrive in just the next couple of years. And once we hit that threshold, the utopian predictions are absolutely mind-blowing. We are talking about AI solving complex biology to cure all diseases within a decade. Dario Amodei even predicts doubling the human lifespan. We'll see transportation costs completely plummet with autonomous cybercabs. And we're talking about humanoid robots providing physical labor for the cost of a fast food meal, literally like $10 a day. When robots essentially work for free using solar energy, the cost of living absolutely plummets, driving trillion-dollar GDP growth. It's a total game changer. So to manage this wildly new economy, Elon Musk proposes the concept of UHI, or Universal High Income. Now, unlike traditional universal basic income, which is just about handing out cash, UHI focuses on incredible purchasing power. So even if your direct paycheck doesn't go up, your ability to afford goods, services, education, entertainment, it shoots through the roof because the cost to produce all that stuff drops to near zero. But above all the cheap rides and robotic labor, Diamandis emphasizes this one profound thought. There is no greater wealth than our health. The most significant immediate benefit of AI won't just be economic. By solving incredibly complex math, physics, and biology, AI is going to enable bespoke drugs and flawless robotic surgeries. Essentially, it makes perfect health abundant. Which brings us to Section 3, Surviving the Transition. Because, let's be real, getting to that utopia is not going to be a perfectly smooth ride. We have to acknowledge this terrifying chasm society must cross before we safely reach that promised era of abundance. To frame the core problem here, Diamandis references a quote from Sadhguru. Technology is the means by which humanity takes a vacation from survival. Think about that. For all of human history, our primary job was simply staying alive. If AI suddenly makes survival easy and abundant,
humanity is going to face a massive global crisis of meaning.
And this brilliantly illustrates the friction points we're about to hit. If governments step in and try to stabilize a panicked society with, say, $3,000 a month UBI checks, or heavier police presence, or taxing frontier labs, it carries massive social risks. A populace that loses its traditional sense of purpose might spiral into widespread social unrest. We could even see AI extremism, like targeted attacks on data centers. It's a very delicate balancing act. So, how do you personally survive this turbulent transition? Well, you have to actively manage your mindset. Step 1. Adopt a purpose-driven mindset. You need to find a problem you care deeply about solving for others. Step 2. Cultivate a curiosity mindset. Instead of fearing the unknown, which is natural, you must constantly ask AI questions, use it to learn new skills, and actively educate yourself.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4, the next human evolution.
We're shifting now from massive macroeconomic trends into something even deeper, actual biological evolution. To understand the scale of this, just look at this timeline. 66 million years ago, an asteroid caused a massive environmental shift that ended the dinosaurs. Fast forward to 200,000 years ago, and Homo sapiens emerge. Now, the arrival of AI isn't just seen as some clever software, it's viewed as the literal spark for humanity's next speciation, mapping towards high-bandwidth brain-computer interfaces as early as the mid-2030s. So, the crucial point is this powerful metaphor of the AI asteroid. Just like the actual asteroid, AI is creating a rapid, total environmental shift. Diamandis argues that humans who remain inflexible, the ones who refuse to adapt to this new environment, will essentially share the fate of those slow, lumbering dinosaurs. To adapt, we are looking at some highly speculative, wildly sci-fi transhumanist technologies currently in development. We are talking about connecting the human neocortex directly to the cloud through brain-computer interfaces. This includes wild concepts like neuronal stem cells growing directly into computer chips, or sonogenetics. That's where ultrasound safely stimulates specific neurons so you can read and write memories or skills directly to your brain. It's a lot to wrap your head around. And this leads to a deeply polarizing philosophical question posed by Diamandis. Are we the biological boot disk for AI? You know, a boot disk is that small piece of software used to launch a much larger operating system. He wonders if humanity's ultimate evolutionary purpose, over millions of years, was simply to serve as the biological spark that gives birth to a brand new, super-intelligent AI species. Wow. Okay, Section 5, Choosing Your AI Future. That boot disk idea is an incredibly heavy concept. But let's bring these massive evolutionary ideas back down to earth, to your day-to-day life, because you have the ultimate fork in the road right in front of you. You can choose to be the consumer, kicking back while robots serve you, passively watching personalized AI-generated shows, basically living out a comfortable but stagnant WALL-E existence. Or you can choose to be the creator, using these godlike AI tools to solve massive problems, build incredible things, and actively live out an optimistic, purpose-driven Star Trek existence. The technology to do either is going to be essentially free and abundant, which means the only variable left is your own mindset. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final critical challenge based on everything we've just uncovered. When the old rules disappear and abundance becomes the baseline, will you be a creator or a consumer in the age of AI? The choice is entirely yours.